If anyone wants to go back and review anything shared today or pass the link on to maybe a colleague or someone in your network that wasn't able to attend. And then we do house all of our previous meetings dating back to 2019. If you ever have free time and just want to see what's been shared throughout the years, feel free to do that as well. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and pull up the agenda. Oh, can everybody see the agenda? Okay, I have a bunch of tabs open, so just make sure we're on the right thing. Okay. So thank you for joining us for our October Recovery Network meeting. You might notice that our name has changed, but our mission and the work we are doing and have done has not changed. So we are now the MHAI Recovery Network instead of the Indiana Recovery Network, but these meetings will still occur same time, same link, all that good stuff, same trainings and all the things we've been doing again over the years. But we've just are going through some restructuring and rebranding. My new title is the Executive Director of the MHAI Recovery Network. For those of you who don't know, I've been with MHAI since 2018 and I've held many roles, but thankfully the work I do has always focused on recovery support services, helping organizations throughout the state and on all those things. So um, hold on, let me let some other folks in.
Drop my keys.
Okay. So our presenters today include a presentation from Project Me, MHAI Recovery Network member. And then we have Community Fairbanks who is going to share about all the different services they provide and some open positions they have currently available. And then at the end of the meeting, we will open up for all of you to share about your organization's program services. So that is your opportunity to network with one another, plug your programs, any events you have coming up. We'd love to hear about that. I'm going to stop sharing and then also just let everybody know. Some of you may be familiar with Jen Van Yees, who was a project coordinator with us for the past couple of years. Unfortunately, Jen has moved on and left MHAI and is starting a new adventure. Still in the same space, behavioral health, so I'm sure you will see her soon. But sharing that, in case you have any questions or want to present at an upcoming meeting, feel free to email me directly. I will be leading the charge on all things for the Recovery Network, as was back in the day when we started this program. So, with that, I am going to open it up to Kara. Let me make you a co-host in case you have a PowerPoint.
Yes, I do have a PowerPoint.
And Heather, who did you say, Jen?
Jen Van Yees, she was the one emailing with your team to schedule your
Oh, okay.
presentation. Yeah, she was with us for a couple of years, and for those of us that work in this space know that things are always changing, including impact on funding. And so,
All right.
it is what it is. But
Okay.
I'm still here, y'all, at least for now. So no worries. Okay, Kara, if you're ready, go ahead and start your presentation.
Perfect. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. I know earlier I was having some problems trying to get it up. So if you guys can see it, just let me know.
Yep.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so my name is Kara. I am our peer lead at Project Me, also just one of the OG people that had started working at Project Me. I've been here since we opened the drop-in center. If you guys have any questions, you're more than welcome to just kind of intervene within the presentation. But just bear with me. We are just a local nonprofit organization based here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. We work in 10 or 8 different regions in Region 10. So we just hit about 8 different counties that are surrounding us. Some of the things about us. Project Me seeks to strengthen support systems through outreach, coaching, and advocacy, aiding in the connection to recovery, harm reduction support services and tools while decreasing barriers for sustained life and recovery. So some of the main 4 things that we have at Project Me are going to be our Recovery and Dreams peer recovery coaching team, and then our street outreach team, and then our drop-in center, which is going to be like our kind of like base home.
That's They're dropping
And then our community engagement.
Friday 9 to 5, Saturday and Sunday noon to 4. Pardon me real
So
quick.
some things that
If I could, if everyone could please mute yourself until it's time for questions and answers, or at the end to share about your organization. After each presentation, we will open it up for questions and comments. Thanks. Sorry. Go ahead, Kara.
Yeah, thank you. So the first thing we're going to talk about that we offer here at Project Me is our RAD team. So that's our Recovery and Dreams coaching team. We offer one-on-one consistent previous incarceration, mental health, and substance use. With that, we provide stages of progress. So as you're working one-on-one with your peer, you get like stages. So you stage up, and it just shows it's helping you keep track of your progress, and it also feels good. And then as you stage up, you get incentives. So some of those incentives might be like a fuel card, a bus pass, a bike package, just random little things that help us keep moving forward, and also just like a little reward. And then all of the peers here at Project Me are certified peers with lived experience, whether that is previous incarceration, the mental health, or substance use disorder. And through that, we work 8-8. So Monday through Friday, we are working one-on-one with people who struggle with all of those lived experiences. And I think that's pretty much it about this page. The main thing that we work on with people is just helping them build their own autonomy and help them define their own recovery, whatever that may look like for them. So we just kind of help them figure out what works best for them. Our street outreach team. So we do a lot of community engagement. So we are very, very much in our community and everywhere. So every single day during the week, we go out into our community and talk to individuals, whether they're unsheltered or they're just people in the community. We go to the meals in Fort Wayne, all of the like free meals. And then we also hit every single zip code that is in Allen County, and we rotate them every 3 to 6 weeks. So we're hitting all of the areas, businesses, and just like local organizations every 3 to 6 weeks, just offering Narcan supplies and just kind of giving them some sort of guidance and education on like naloxone administration, and also just overall about our organization. As we do our street outreach, we carry around a book bag. Our book bag entails a lot of day-to-day supplies along with like harm reduction supplies. So we very much advocate harm reduction. So just meeting people exactly where they're at is kind of our whole thing. So with that, we might understand that people are going to use substances. So the first way that we kind of mitigate that barrier for people is offering safe use supplies so they can use safely, because we do understand that individuals are going to use. So when they do, we want to make sure they're doing it as safe as possible, because they are going to use. Meaningful engagement with people who use drugs. So like I said, we definitely go out and engage with individuals. We always try to circle people back to Project Me or to a resource that they're looking for or might fit best for them. So if they are looking for, like, let's say a rehab, then we guide them to that rehab. Or if they're just looking for some sort of like outpatient program, or maybe even just as simple of just like clothing, then we're just guiding them to those resources. And also just like some people just want to talk, some people just want to have a conversation and just get some things off their chest, and we're also here for that. Community education on naloxone, Aaron's Law, and overdose intervention. So I am our community naloxone administration trainer. So I do pretty much all of our trainings that involve any type of community engagement. So as far as Narcan goes, we go to different colleges, we go to different organizations, random things like salons, and then we also hold naloxone trainings at every single public library, so in all of the counties surrounding us. So whether that be like Adams County, or Noble County or LaGrange or whatever that may look like, we kind of circle through and make sure we hit all of those counties. And I would like to say that that has made a big change since our overdose rate has decreased by like 60%. I would like to say it's because the education and the trainings and just the engagement that we have with individuals to understand Narcan. Widespread distribution of Narcan. So like I said, we do hit every zip code. So every zip code that we are hitting, we're trying to offer that Narcan. We give out 500 to 600 Narcan a month, but just in September, we gave out 734 Narcan. So we distributed 734 Narcan total doses, which is quite a bit of Narcan. That's a lot of Narcan, and I love to see that. I don't think it's a bad thing that we're giving out more. If anything, I just think it's makes this place a little bit safer. And then back to a little bit about the harm reduction and safer use supplies. Like I said, we meet people exactly where they're at. So we're constantly just meeting people where they're at and offering that step one. What can I help you with right now in this moment, kind of thing. And then we hit all of the community pantries in Fort Wayne. So there are community little pantries that have food, clothing, all these things in there. We just put into Narcan every single week so that people have that access. Our drop-in center. So like I said, this is kind of like our base home. This is where I'm at right now. This is a place for people to feel safe and get all of these things in the yellow. So they can get water, they can hang out. We are a cooling and warming center. We have coffee, people can come get supplies, they can come talk to a peer recovery coach, they can come get hot food, they can take a snack with them, they can play games, we have a computer, we have places for people to take naps, charge their phones if they don't have a phone. We have a landline phone for them to use, and then an area for them to wash up. And we just included a couple new amenities. We now have lockers, washers and dryers, mailboxes, and showers. And the showers are still in the works because obviously that's a big amenity. But as we're just figuring out those last couple of steps, we just about have that up and running. And individuals are more than welcome to come to any of this. Everything we offer is completely free. And in all of this, they don't even have to be in a real narco coaching program. They just have to come speak to us, and we offer these supplies. Another thing that we offer is a lot of engagement. So we love meeting with our people and hanging out with them. And so we do a monthly house party. So every first Friday of the month, we invite everybody in our community to come to this house party and just do karaoke, we play games. Every month is a different theme. So I know like 2 months ago we had football theme. Last month was getting into the fall. And then we just try to keep it fun and safe for individuals. And then lastly, these are just all of our community engagement. Like I said, that's one of the most important things that we pride on is just meeting with our individuals and talking to people and organizations and just educating people. And so this is a list of people, organizations, and places that we are at and work with. So that's the Allen and Whitley County Jail, the Juvenile Center, the Rescue Mission, the Women's Mission, River's Edge, which is a 16-week self-guided recovery. I do that, and I've been doing that for about 30 weeks now. In as much the YWCA, Fort Wayne PD Hope and Recovery Heart Team, we don't work directly with the police. We just work with the Heart Team only. The City of Fort Wayne Low Barrier Housing Subcommittee, Tobacco Free Coalition, Stop Suicide of Northeast Indiana, Region 3 Planning Council for Homeless, the Free Naloxone Administration Home Reduction Principles Training for Community Groups, Mayor's Mental Health Commission, Overdose Fatality Review, Allen County Change Team, and then the Encampment Outreach Team, along with the Street Outreach Committee. And that is all I have. The last thing I do want to mention is that we now have a lift program. So we have lifts for people that are in recovery, and they're all for recovery related purposes. So we understand that transportation is a huge barrier for individuals. So how we can meet them in that happy medium is trying to offer them lift rides, whether that's to dosing, to meetings, to therapy, whatever that may look like for them. So thank you.
Thank you, Kara. Lots of great information, and y'all are certainly doing a lot of great things up in your community, surrounding communities. Does anyone have any questions for Kara or comments? If you're
Hi,
up in
Kara.
the, oh, go ahead. Somebody.
Sorry, this is Diane with PAL. And Kara, I love everything, especially the street outreach. And if someone, is that for anyone that can volunteer for that or?
Yeah, so we actually, the one of the, I would say, successes that we had recently is that we do have volunteers, but now we also have contractors. So we do have people that are actively maybe using or just like needing a little bit more guidance in that push. So we now have contractors that can come do the street outreach with us. And also, if anybody would know more, it'd be the people that are actively living out there and experiencing this stuff. So it 100%. And then we do have a volunteer program. So I do volunteer train everybody. But it's not common that we get very many volunteers.
Okay, okay. And then did you say, and I might have missed it, the street outreach, is that only in Fort Wayne or any surrounding counties or?
Yeah, so we try to hit it kind of depends. We try to stay within Allen County, but we do a lot of um different types of like outreach. So we do go to like New Haven, which is pretty close to us. Monroeville is pretty close to us. DeKalb is pretty close. So we go like that 45-minute mark, but we don't go too far just because we do have our people have to drive back and things like that. But yeah, 100%.
Great. Thank you, Kara. I love everything you're doing.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So I have a question about the TI Rosk initiative. Is that just Fort Wayne specific? Is that the or is that for all of Allen County that y'all are doing a TI Rosk?
Fort Wayne, Allen
Okay.
County, yep.
And if somebody wanted to learn more about that model implementation, would Asha be the best person to reach out to?
It would actually probably be me. So
Okay.
I am our just like our community engagement peer lead. So if you guys were to reach out to her, she would just directly send you to me.
Okay.
So um, I can always just put my phone number in the chat if you guys wanted to. You can reach out to me directly if you needed to with any questions or any concerns or just anything in regards to Project Me.
Yeah, that'd be great. If you don't mind, also include your email address. That would be great.
Absolutely.
I put in the chat the presenter emails. I didn't have yours, so I apologize for that. So thank you
That's
for
okay.
putting that in there. And yeah, I know that TI Rosk is something that people are definitely interested in. We were getting some movement on the Ross model here in our state in the pre-COVID days, and then it's kind of, I think, slowly picking up. But so it's good to hear that y'all are doing that up there.
Yeah, and I think our plan is to expand eventually. So
Nice. All right. Any other questions for Kara? All right. Well, thank you for sharing all the great information today. And yep, we'll make sure I'll get your email there. And then, okay, Kimball, if you're ready to present on Community Fairbanks.
Hi, everybody. Kimball Richardson here with Community Health Network and our behavioral health product line called Community Fairbanks Behavioral Health and Community Fairbanks Recovery Center. I'm here with my good friend and co-presenter, Heather, another Heather. This is the Heather's Day, Heather Faldet. So she and I are going to tag team this. Got a presentation for you. Hang on one second. Share options. What should I do here?
You should see on the bottom where all the little tools are, the share, and then click that, and then, oh, you got it.
Um, Here I am.
We can see it.
Let me put it in presenter mode. Okay. All right, everybody. I want to give you just a little bit of history. I'm going to take you back to school today. A little bit of history of Community Fairbanks Recovery Center in particular. We started, this is our 80th year. you guys. Some of you may have known that. Some of you may have even come to our open house this past June. But we are 80 years old. We started out in 1945 as the Indiana Home for Alcoholic Men. And this was in a house, a literal house in downtown Indianapolis, started by a physician and a businessman. It's called now, it has associated with it the name Fairbanks. And it came from this lovely lady who passed away a long time ago. But this is where the name came from. Cornelia Cole Fairbanks was her name. She was the wife of Charles Fairbanks, who was at one point in his career the vice president of the United States under Teddy Roosevelt. When Cornelia died, his beloved wife, he wanted to start a fund that would give to organizations on her behalf and in her name. So $50,000 at the time was a lot of money. Now it's like, what? What else you got? But at the time, it was a lot. So Fairbanks, as it became known, moved from a house to an actual hospital after a grant from Fairbanks's grandson in the late 1960s. And in 1970, it moved onto what used to be called Northwestern Avenue. Now we all know it's Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and close to Methodist Hospital. It became a quote unquote hospital after some certification. And for many, many years, you will know that Fairbanks was one of the oldest freestanding recovery hospitals in the United States. So we are Hoosiers representing, y'all. In 1982, it came to a little unknown area of Indianapolis called Castleton, which back in the late 70s, early 80s literally was farmland. It was a two-lane road called Shadeland Avenue, and it was just soybeans and cornfields. And as we now know, it's on the property of Community Hospital North Campus. Some of you will know this, but if you don't, in 2019, Fairbanks Hospital integrated with Community Health Network and then became known as Community Fairbanks, et cetera, et cetera. So we call this part of it Community Fairbanks Recovery Center. And if you've not been to our building, we'd absolutely welcome you to take a tour. I'd be happy to host you. We have lots of things going on. It's a beautiful building. Here's our executive director. She's actually a board member, like I am, of Mental Health America of Indiana, and we're very honored to serve. Now, this is just the recovery center. We have a very large behavioral health component to our service line, and we feel very lucky and honored to be able to serve the public in that way. But we provide inpatient detox, inpatient residential. We have a recovery lodge for men that some of you may remember the name Laverna, which is associated with a family. So we renamed our areas to say Community Fairbanks and then the area or specialty. We just relocated a couple of months ago, actually. Our supportive living apartments are now just off of 82nd and Allisonville. I went to the open house, of course. It's a better apartment than I ever lived in ever in my life. So they're really nice with great programmings. In 2020, we received a very generous gift from our hometown hero, Jim Irsay, who said we'd love to sponsor some kind of a program that speaks to families that offers free support counseling to family and friends. It's not necessarily for the person who is struggling with an addiction, it's for friends and family. And we are busy. We're happy to host these meetings. And again, thanks to the generosity of the Ursay family on that. It's called Family Connections. And we'll get this out to you, Heather, but this is how you contact us for making a referral, or if you have, of course, questions. Now, we do hire peers and recovery coaches in several areas of our network. I just put a few of them up here, the number of peer positions we have and whether or not we have current openings. Now, this is as of this month. As you all know, as Heather said, things are moving and shaking and things change fairly rapidly. So we do have an opening in our recovery housing area. We have lots of openings, and Heather will speak to that in just a second for our mobile crisis response team. We have a nice, robust group of folks who are stationed in our emergency departments, and we, of course, work very closely with them. We have 3 openings there. Let me pass this over to my buddy. And I think Heather, just let me know when you're ready and I'll advance the slides, okay?
Okay. You can hear me, right? Okay. All right. Hi, I'm Heather Faldet. I'm the program manager for the mobile crisis team for the Indy region and Kokomo region. We basically just started this. It's all new, but we are 24/7. We have, you can go ahead and change the thing. That is our pavilion. You can change that. Okay. So in the pavilion, we have, it's our inpatient stabilization unit. There's 123 beds at the pavilion. We serve children, adolescents. We do detox and mental illness. We also have a stabilization unit out in Kokomo. So there is one unit there with 12 adult beds. And yeah, you can turn on to the next slide. You just would call, if you need the mobile crisis team, you just call the 621-5700, hit option 1. The triage clinician or therapist, whoever answers the phone, will just do a screening, a safe screen, to make sure that, it's an appropriate call for mobile crisis and they don't need anything more than mobile crisis. They will pass that call off to the mobile crisis team, and then mobile crisis will take over and go out into the community to help the patient with resources, or we just want to stabilize in the community mainly. That's our goal. Like I said, we're available 24/7. Very rarely will there be no mobile crisis team available, just because it's so new right now. But in the grand scheme of things, we're going to be 24/7, or we are 24/7, and we will have people all the time. We do serve so we have home bases. One home base is at Community North in the Behavioral Health Pavilion. That's for our Indy region. We go 45 miles radius outside of that. And also in Kokomo, it's the same thing. The ED, or Kokomo's hospital, is our station. So 45-mile radius outside of that. In the pictures here, that shows you. So yeah, this basically tells you that we'll go out on suicidal calls. We will go see suicidal patients. it's basically just a peer and a clinician, LSD, LSS. We don't take the police out with us. We can call them if we need to out in the community, but it's not what we want to do, is have the police involved. We would like to handle it ourselves. We don't want to go out on any, like, obviously if they're homicidal or very aggressive, we don't want to go out on those calls. If it's medical, we can call for medical if we're there, but we don't really want to go out on the medical calls. That's more for like EMS. It's all a voluntary service, so the patient has to be agreeable for mobile crisis to show up and give support. We do go out for children, adolescents, from anywhere from youth to elderly. We will go out for everyone. As long as the scene is safe and not dangerous. We can have law enforcement with us, but we would prefer not to have them just because they have other things to do. And we have open positions here for the mobile crisis team. I had it on there. I don't know what happened to it, but we have clinical positions and peer positions available. If anybody wants to apply, just go to ecommunity.com. Get on there, apply, or if you have questions on how to apply, you can contact me. My email's there, my phone number's there. You can reach out to Kimball. Anybody really, they'll get you connected.
Thank you, Heather. And I'm so sorry, folks. I just realized I really didn't introduce myself. I just started talking because I was so excited to share the information. But I'm the manager of business development for our behavioral health product line. And I've been at Community for 12 years. I've been in healthcare for close to 40, having worked at a couple other large organizations as well. And I am a licensed clinician, and I do have crisis management experience, training, expertise, if you will. I'm the coordinator of our District 5, Indiana's District 5 crisis response team. And we work very closely with Heather and her team to take care of people. So thank you, Heather. Thank you, Heather Faldette and Heather Rodriguez.
Thank you.
Getting the two for today.
Well, thank you, Kimball and Heather, for all the great information. Kimball, for the history lesson. I was not aware of all that. So that's kind of interesting and neat to
It's kind of cool,
know.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it. I love to learn things like that. And honestly, folks, to know that we know we can always improve in behavioral health care in our good Hoosier state, but we've been leading the way in many, many ways, leading the way in the United States for care. So we can be very proud of our Hoosier heritage, what we do for our brothers and sisters here.
Absolutely. Especially now. People need it more than ever. Okay. Anybody have any questions for Kimball or Heather? Comments? If you all could send me your PowerPoint, Kara as well. I don't know if Kara's still on here. Yes. If y'all want to send me those PowerPoints, and then I'll send out a follow-up email through our listserv with that information on there as well. All right. Well, thank you.
Let me give a shout out to Miss Kara, who I've not met before today, and I didn't know about Project Me. I love the name. I loved your graphics. You I created our PowerPoint. It made it look super simple, like PowerPoint 101. Okay. But great job at what you guys are doing up there in Fort Wayne too.
Yeah, thank you so much. And to you too.
It's not a competition, Kimball. They were both wonderful. And I'm kind of a visual learner, so I appreciate it when our presenters do have a PowerPoint and a point of reference for folks, right? Because we have a lot of information that gets shared here, obviously, and so it's nice for folks to have that. What was that, or what counties is that in? So I appreciate that. All right. Well, thank you both for your time today. Appreciate that. Now, this is your opportunity, everyone, to share information about your organization, services, if you have any events coming up, anything you want to plug, now is your opportunity. If you haven't done so already, feel free to put your name and email contact information in the chat, name of the organization you're with too, so folks can follow up with you. But if you want to share anything about your org, feel free to raise your virtual hand or physical hand, and I'll just call on y'all. Don't be shy. Surely somebody has something in the works that they want to announce and share with everybody. I'll go first. As you all might be familiar with, the MHAI Annual Symposium is coming up. It is December 12th. I'm going to put the link in the chat. There are still vendor opportunities, sponsorship opportunities, and attendee opportunities. So you can visit the website to learn about all of that. We'd love to see you there. It's one of the state's largest conferences. I know many of you have been there, so can attest to that. We usually have over 800 people that attend. It's a day filled of really good information. So I encourage you all to check that out. Okay, that was my plug. Who else has something? All right, thank you, Tammy. I was going to call on you anyway, so thanks.
I can't find the virtual hand, so sorry about that. Um, yeah, so we're in Kosciuszko County. We're Region 2 Regional Recovery. We serve 9 counties going on. We just opened our second men's transitional home this past week. We are transporting people all over the place. We just had our first 5K last weekend, which was a great success, and we'll be planning to do that every year. We celebrate our one of our staff is celebrated 31 years of sobriety. And so we celebrate him. We started it last year with a little run. He actually ran 30 miles celebrating his 30 years. And so he's like, I'm not doing 31 next year, so you guys got to do a 5K for me or something. So that was fun. And then our next event that we're hosting is a reentry simulator. We've done it once before. I don't know if who all's familiar with what that is, but it is what it's the name says it is. We set up a big room with different checkpoints, different stations. The participants who come get a profile, and in that profile, it tells them the person that they're representing and their charges, their criminal background, their requirements for probation, parole, whatever, their housing situation, their job situation. And then we break it down into 15-minute segments, and the 15 minutes equals a week. And in those 15 minutes, you have to get everything accomplished on your list. And it really gives people who don't necessarily understand the struggles and the barriers that people experience coming out of incarceration, how hard it is, you know? And so we did it in April as a KLA project, which is a leadership academy project here. One of my staff brought up the idea, and so they did it as a project, and the community was so excited about it. They're like, when are you doing that again? So we just established a reentry court here in our county, and they're partnering with us for this next one. So that'll be on October 30th. Anybody's welcome. There is a QR code. It's free to register. If you go to our Facebook page, Light Recovery Hub, You'll find it on there. If you want to, I know some of you are a little ways away, but if you want to come and you've never experienced it, I highly recommend it. It's very eye-opening. Even for those of us who've, been through it, either, our loved one has or we have ourselves. So there's just it's just really good. We had probation, our sheriff came last time, and he's a huge supporter of it as well. But that's our next big thing we're doing. Um, Gosh, I don't know. That's really about it. I just hired another peer coach, so we're up to 15 peer recovery coaches on our staff, and just yeah, growing like crazy. So it's been fun, and yeah, we're just excited to be helping the region that we've been given to take care of. So yeah, that's about it.
Thank you, Tammy. That simulator sounds really awesome. If I was closer, I would definitely come check it out. But if you could send me either a flyer or a link for that and anything else you can think of you have coming up, would love to post that on our events page. Okay, Duncan and then Summer.
Yeah, thanks, Heather. I just wanted to add to my excellent colleagues' presentation, Kimball and Heather from Community Fairbanks Behavioral Health, those mobile crisis team peer positions that Heather mentioned, because we know there is such fierce competition for excellent certified peers. Our network has supported us by offering a $5,000 sign-on bonus for those full-time certified peers. They do have to have a year of experience to join our mobile crisis team, but if they're close, we can kind of work with that as far as the onboarding. So I just wanted to make sure that we mention that as well. If you know anybody who has those qualifications and might be interested, we're covering much of central Indiana at this point. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a big selling point. Thank you, Duncan. Okay, Summer.
Hello, everyone. My name's Summer Hammy. I'm an outreach worker for Oxford House. So I went ahead and I put one in the chat, and so did Jacob. Upcoming up in Lafayette, we have our chili cook-off for the community at Brown Street Church on the 25th. It's a Saturday from noon to 4. And then down in Jeffersonville, they have a Oxford House Halloween fundraiser event where they got a chili cook-off and costumes, and so it's on the 18th of October from 5 to 9.
Thank you, Summer. And I was noticing your little friend earlier and then Jacob's friend. I don't know if I'm just a dork, but is it funny that you both have cat friends and then you're both with Oxford House?
I think it's a requirement to be an employee of Oxford House to have a
Oh, I
cat.
I
love it.
just I just recently got mine. He's only like 3 months old, and he is just a handful. He's so cute.
Oh, I always love seeing little critters pop up in these meetings. Okay, Abby, go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, I agree. The furry animals stealing the show is one of my favorite parts of the webcam experience. So always happy to see them pop up. My name is Abby. I'm the project manager with the Wellness Council of Indiana, and I just wanted to share a little bit about our upcoming series. We'll be traveling across the state, and we're convening employers to help them create those recovery ready and recovery informed workplaces. And the registration for those events is up. I shared a link to our events page. So feel free to go there and see if we'll be coming near you to a county where you can either attend. I would love to connect with any of you. I've shared my contact information as well. So feel free. I'd love to connect with you, hear what you're doing in this space. As well, if you would like to get an email template to maybe share this information to an employer or to a local resource in that area, happy to provide that as well. So please don't hesitate to reach out.
Thank you, Abby. All right, anyone else want to share, plug your org? All right. I'll take that as a no. Okay, well, thank you all for joining us for the monthly meeting. Our next meeting is November 20th. Just a reminder, these meetings are always the third Thursday of the month, 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same Zoom link. If you would like to present at an upcoming meeting, please feel free to email me directly. My email is in the chat. You can always go to the website though and do a contact us if you want. We would love to add you to the agenda for a future meeting. And hopefully you all will register for the upcoming MHAI symposium in December. So take care, everyone. Stay safe out there.